God's blessings to everyone. This is a DGHradio.com news update for the Caribbean, and I'm reporter SGD reporting the news for Monday, November 10th, 2025, covering the latest developments from across the Caribbean. Public safety and justice first. In Jamaica, police in St. Catherine are investigating a fatal domestic altercation in the Waterford community of Portmore. A 30-year-old forklift operator died after a confrontation with his stepfather at their shared home late Sunday morning. Detectives from the Waterford Criminal Investigation Branch have opened a probe while the family and neighbors process the shock. Officials have not released charging decisions. Investigators are still gathering statements and awaiting formal medical reports. Communities across Jamaica have been urged to make early use of mediation and support services when family tensions rise, and to cooperate with police if they witnessed or recorded any part of the incident. Barbados police are appealing for public assistance in locating a man wanted for questioning in connection with serious criminal matters. The Barbados Police Service identifies the individual as Jacoby Nathaniel Abubakar Binoe, also known as Indian, last seen in Christchurch. Authorities are advising the public not to harbor or aid him. Doing so could lead to prosecution. Anyone with information should contact the Criminal Investigations Department or the emergency hotline. Police also urge Mr. Bino to surrender with legal counsel so the matter can proceed in an orderly and safe manner. Still in Barbados, investigators have identified the man killed during an armed confrontation in Weston St. James. According to police, the incident unfolded in the early morning hours near a business place when three masked assailants targeted a licensed firearm holder approaching his vehicle. Gunfire was exchanged. One suspect died at the scene, another was hospitalized, and a third fled. Detectives are reviewing surveillance footage, tracing weapons, and seeking additional eyewitnesses. With the winter tourism season ramping up, safety officials are coordinating with businesses on lighting, camera coverage, and end-of-shift protocols in late-night commercial zones. In Haiti, a sweeping internal review has flagged thousands of irregular promotions within the Haitian National Police. The assessment cites gaps in documentation, bypass procedures, and inconsistencies in rank assignments. Authorities are weighing corrective steps, ranging from audits and regularization to potential reversals where warranted. Civil society groups emphasize that any administrative fixes must translate into visible improvements in day-to-day policing, more reliable patrols, higher case clearance rates, and stronger community trust, while protecting officers who advance properly. Budget planners also warn that rank inflation strains payroll at a time when resources are tight. Turning to regional governance, St. Lucia has set a general election for Monday, December 1st. Nomination day is slated for Friday, November 21st, with Parliament dissolving this week. The compressed timetable puts both major parties on a fast footing as they court an electorate focused on cost of living, jobs, tourism performance, and storm resilience after a hard hurricane season. Election officials are finalizing venues, poll worker recruitment, and results transmission logistics. Observers urge campaigns to keep rallies peaceful and online discourse respectful, and they are preparing voter information pushes on ID requirements and polling hours. Broader security concerns in Europe also carry implications for Caribbean travelers and global markets. The United Kingdom is deploying personnel and anti-drone technology to Belgium following disruptive drone incursions near airports and military sites. Belgian and British officials describe the move as a precaution to protect aviation and critical infrastructure while investigations continue. The episode underscores how non-traditional hybrid threats, low-cost drones, cyber probes, disinformation can ripple across borders, affecting flight schedules, cargo flows, and insurance costs. In global diplomacy, the United States will not send government officials to this month's G20 summit in South Africa. The White House announcement cites disputed claims about the treatment of white Afrikaner farmers, claims South African authorities have rejected. The boycott is a significant departure from usual U.S. engagement at the G20 and may limit Washington's influence on agenda items of interest to small states, including climate finance, sovereign debt workouts, and supply chain resilience. Caribbean governments and business councils will be watching for any downstream effects on multilateral commitments that matter in our region. On the economy and technology, Barbados says digital payments have surged over the past decade, with cards and electronic transfers overtaking cash and checks since 2019. The central bank's new digital payments index tracks 6 per capita indicators that show steady migration to electronic channels. Looking ahead, the island is preparing a national instant payments platform, BIM-Pay, tentatively slated for 2026. It would move funds within seconds across banks and licensed providers with consumer protection standards and merchant onboarding as prerequisites. Policymakers stress that cash will remain available for low-value transactions and for residents who prefer it, while digital rails aim to cut costs and settlement delays. Tourism connectivity remains vital for growth. Barbados tourism officials have praised JetBlue Airways for a decade-long partnership that expanded New England travel links and kept the island prominent in key U.S. markets. The Boston-Barbados service marked an anniversary this week, with planners highlighting joint marketing, winter schedule increases, and new visitor experiences. Stakeholders say airlift reliability and affordable fares are critical for small island economies where tourism supports a wide network of businesses, from guest houses and restaurants to transport, culture, and sports. On culture and memory, Barbados reports steady progress at the Archives Department following a lightning-sparked fire last year. Officials say recommendations from an independent audit are nearing completion. Recovery specialists are thawing and treating documents that underwent freezing to prevent deterioration, and digitization continues in phases. The ministry notes growing interest in genealogy tours and emphasizes sensitivity around related heritage sites, including the Newton slave burial ground. The overarching goal: preserve primary records for education, scholarship, and family history while building better disaster safeguards. Health and education now. Barbados's medical community is sounding the alarm on childhood obesity. The Barbados Association of Medical Practitioners warns that children are developing adult-type diabetes earlier, with hypertension diagnoses appearing by the mid-30s. Physicians urge a whole society response: clearer front-of-package labels, higher taxes on sugary products, limits on junk food marketing near schools, more daily physical activity, and community device-free initiatives to reduce sedentary time. Advocates also caution against accepting sponsorships from unhealthy food companies in education settings and call for sustained practical support for families seeking healthier routines. In Western Jamaica, Cornwall Regional Hospital is still straining under post-storm conditions. Damaged infrastructure and intermittent utilities have coincided with surging patient loads as clinics in outlying districts reopen slowly. Administrators are prioritizing emergency care, deferring some elective procedures, and coordinating with mobile units and private providers to absorb overflow. Officials say resilience upgrades, reinforced roofs, flood-proof electrical systems, redundant oxygen, and water storage should be part of the rebuild. Public health teams also warn of the second wave after major storms. Spikes in respiratory and vector-borne illnesses, and elevated stress in affected households. Humanitarian logistics remain challenging. In Florida, a small twin turboprop aircraft carrying hurricane relief supplies to Jamaica crashed into a residential pond shortly after takeoff from Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport. There were no injuries reported on the ground. The National Transportation Safety Board and the FAA are investigating. Local relief groups reminded donors and charterers to prioritize carriers with strong safety records and to coordinate shipments through established hubs to balance speed with oversight, as aid volumes remain elevated following Hurricane Melissa. For regional development, the Organization of American States has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Latin American Business Council to expand public-private cooperation on education, workforce training, and investment promotion with an early focus on Haiti. The framework aims to align corporate social investment with national development plans and multilateral programs. Advocates say pairing security assistance with human capital initiatives can help communities shift from emergency responses to durable recovery, especially if partner selection, anti-corruption safeguards, and monitoring are transparent. Public utility advisories. The Barbados Ministry of Health and Wellness has released its mosquito control fogging schedule for the week of November 10-14, focusing on St. Philip, Christchurch, and St. Michael. Fogging typically occurs from late afternoon into the evening. Residents are asked to open windows to let the mist in, keep children away from fogging trucks, and remove standing water around homes to reduce breeding sites. The ministry notes schedules can change due to weather. Updated times will be communicated through official channels. Finally, a brief sports note for context. The West Indies men's T20 side is enjoying momentum after a series sweep of Bangladesh, with individual players climbing ICC rankings and regional coaches pointing to improved all-round depth. Supporters hope the form translates into consistent results ahead of next year's tournament calendar. These and other issues are of great concern within the islands. Let us know your thoughts by texting your comments to 1-315-898-1449. You can also join our WhatsApp group and get the news, weather, and other insightful information delivered right to your smartphone. To join, text JOIN to 1-315-898-1449. Please include your name in the text message. You will receive a call to verify your request. I'm your reporter, SGD, signing off for DGHradio.com. Remember, Singapore dollars and DGH. Together we source, gather, and deliver daily global headlines. Because on DGHradio.com, the news never sleeps. Goodbye for now. Ciao.